We have tiny gadgets in our pockets that can record 4K video, like this, the Galaxy S9, but there are lots of limitations when it comes to saving the file, and that is why we are going to talk about this microSD card from TEAMGROUP, which is from the Go series. Also, watch our other videos where we talk about the Vulkan Sodium RAM and also the other microSD card also from TEAMGROUP, so that you can win one of these microSD cards. So from the package itself, of course this looks like a typical microSD card, but fancy looking microSD card, I will have to admit that. And at the back here, when you look at the specs, this is where the impressive part of it comes. If you're using for U3 UHS speed, you are gonna get 45 megabytes per second in sequential writes and up to 90 megabytes in sequential read speed. I can tell you that 4K video can reach up to more than 25. Actually, I did a quick calculation and it actually reached 27 megabytes per second in video bitrate alone. So traditionally, those general purpose microSD cards, they can only reach about 15 megabytes per second. You cannot write any 4K video at that speed at all. So even for a phone like this, Galaxy S9, it's tiny, you can just slip it in your pocket, take it out, and you can straight away record 4K 60FPS with just a phone like this. It's really simple, and 64 gigs on a phone is really not enough, so you're gonna need more SD cards just to expand your storage, and that is why you need to get an SD card like this, which is optimized for 4K video recording. So from our test, yes, you do get some trade-off. The trade-off here is that you don't have such a fast random access time, but you can actually record and play back 4K videos without any problems. And that is the biggest problem I have with this phone right now, because I cannot record anything on my microSD card because I'm not using any of these TEAMGROUP 4K video optimized microSD cards. I'm just using a cheap one. So I'll upgrade to this, and that is where I can use this to record my 4K 60fps videos. They come in 32 gigs and 64 as well. I'm not sure if it's available in 128. Yes, it's available in 128 and 256. So you can record all of your 4K 60fps videos on such a tiny little card, which is just impressive. So once again, this card is not only meant for phones, of course you can also use it for your cameras. The two cameras that we are using right here is actually using microSD cards as well. Of course, we're gonna use the adapter to change it to a full-size SD card. From here, we can see that this card claims to be dust-proof, waterproof, which is very important because again, it's meant for GoPro anyway. Somehow saying that it's X-ray proof as well, and also cold resistant. So cold resistant here is something special because how flash memory writes data, it just stores electrons in their own cells. So when it reaches certain temperature, the cells will just fail to keep the data there. So if it's cold resistant, that means you can submerge the whole GoPro camera into the water, even it's freezing cold, and it will still work. So that's something interesting, and that's all I have to say about this card right here. Be sure to watch our other videos so you can win more of these SD cards, and yeah, do join.